Welcome to the Whisky Couch with South Africa's whisky couple GUSTAV and
ELNA, and this is Whisky Tasting and Food Pairing Review number 186.
like we say, it is at the Whisky Couch where whisky and food come together in adventurous harmony. And hopefully it'll be the case today as we review the second whisky in the fourth bracket of 5 12-year-old single malts. The first whisky was the Kragenmoor 12-year-old, and this second one is the Glen Elgin 12-year-old single malt whisky from the Glen Elgin Distillery.
It was founded in 1898.
And situated in the heart of Speyside, which is a very well-known whisky region in the northern Highlands of Scotland. This whisky distillery, owned by Diageo, spirit giant Diageo, and it is a 12-year-old. What does it say here? 12-year-old single malt. It says here, Speyside single pot still malt whisky, handcrafted, 12-year-old. There we go. And it is matured in oak casks.
And it's got an ABV of 43%.
Yep, you can see that right in the corner there. 43%. No information about chill filtration or coloring added. And it's got quite an interesting color, almost a smoky gold color, but I think this glass is slightly smoky. And I have a picture of the distillery. This was the first single malt in this bracket. Kragenmoor in the previous video, but I forgot to show the picture. So there you can see what Kragenmoor Distillery looks like. And here is today's single malt whisky, the Glen Elgin Distillery. Some of the copper pot stills there in the heart of Speyside.
This whisky is also used in the White Horse blends.
Oh yeah, because all owned by Diageo. So here we go. We always pour our dram a little bit before the video. Rule of thumb, let it stand 1 minute for every year in the cask, just so that it can open up a bit. So there we have the color, even though there's probably coloring in here. You can see some of the legs forming there on the glass. And are we ready for the nose?
Let's nose.
We were quite impressed with the Kragenmoor.
Yes.
In the first video of this bracket. This nose is quite rich. Fruity, tangerine and pears.
I get banana and vanilla.
Honey and nut granola. That's what I'm picking up.
I'm also picking up its buttery. As if it smells like butter. Buttery. Smooth. Smells smooth as well.
The buttery and the maltiness. Almost like a pastry. And I'm picking up a bit of a sherry note. So if it says matured in oak casks, there's maybe some sherry oak involved in the maturation. But a wonderful... Now, so I'm getting tangerine and pears and peaches. You are getting banana. So you are
banana
more
and buttery
exotic.
Yes.
Exotic. Very nice to have ELNA with me on these wonderful adventures. Shall we go for the palate?
Yes.
Slange. In South Africa we say gezondheid. Gezondheid. Cheers in America. Slange in Scotland. Proost in Germany. Skål in Sweden and Norway, I believe.
A lot of fruitiness. It's really a lot of fruitiness now.
Sure. Malty and rich. I did not expect it so malty and rich. And the tangerine that I got on the nose, beautifully transferring to the palate. The vanilla that I think you picked up on the nose, for me on the palate as well.
Interesting. The banana that was on the nose is not here now.
You don't get it on the palate?
It's more tangerine, more fruity.
Citrusy.
Yeah, citrusy, but not the banana. Also,
I like this.
Butterscotch. The buttery in the nose, but now the butterscotch.
It's developed into butterscotch. Honeyed pastry. The honey and nut granola that I got on the nose is like a honeyed pastry for me on the palate. And then a slight bitter note. But the alcohol is very smooth. There's no alcohol burn for me. So it's smooth and mellow in that regard. The finish for me is medium long. It's lingering with a wonderful deep sweetness, maltiness.
But also a little bit of dryness.
Right at the end.
Right at the end, yeah.
Yeah. Not astringent, so that your mouth goes like this. Just a
hint of dryness.
Just a bit of dryness with that spicy oakiness. Let me do the honors. A few drops of water. In the 43%. I don't know if it's in Europe 43 as well. We find that with most of our standard distillery bottlings, that South Africa is a 43% because of a law that was passed way back, which said that any spirit, I think it's alcohol, vodka and a couple of others, when imported they must be 43 or higher percentage. So which means that the distilleries have to do a special bottling run just for South Africa.
Wow.
If their standard distillery bottling for Europe is 40%, they've got to do a special run. And also the bottle is 750 mils and not 70 centiliter as it is in Europe. I'm talking too much.
No, let's taste.
After the water, first the nose.
First the nose.
Citrus pastry. If you can get something like a citrus pastry, then this is it.
I get vanilla.
More vanilla.
More vanilla. But vanilla sweets. You know this, the candy?
Yeah.
Candy.
Yeah.
More
vanilla candy.
Yeah.
And on the palate. I prefer it without water.
I want to say the same. It's
watery.
It's watery. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It's more watery. It's not drinkable. I mean, it's still drinkable, but it's not.
It's more mellow, but too mellow.
It's too mellow.
Too mellow now.
It's too mellow. Yeah. So we'll say without water.
Definitely without water. And I would say my summary for this is fruit pastry delight.
Oh, I like that.
That's a wonderful summary for this.
That's a nice summary.
Glen Elgin whiskey. The price in South Africa is 800 Rand. I believe around £40 in the UK. And couldn't find a US dollar price. I wonder if this is available in the US. I do not know. If you want to pair this with a food snack, I would go for something fruity because of the fruitiness of this Speyside whiskey. So we've chosen for our crepe, there we go, you can see the crepe there, and we have chosen strawberries and cream, a strawberry and cream crepe pocket. You're gonna go first and then I will follow, and we will see if the strawberries and cream, I think the crepe will connect with the maltiness, and the strawberries with the strawberry syrup and the wonderful whipped cream will connect with the creaminess and the fruitiness of the whiskey, which is in pairing terms a complementary pairing. Shall we go?
Yes.
and out comes the maltiness. You go with a fruity pairing, and out comes the maltiness and the honey. I'm getting more honey and malt if I do this pairing. I'm going to do another one.
You can go. Strawberries and cream is always a classic. You can't go wrong with strawberries and cream. But with pairing it with this whiskey is good. It's really good.
It brings out the honey and the malt like a honeyed pastry, which is
the
superb.
butterscotch is smooth. It's now smooth, much more prominent.
And you don't necessarily have to go with a complementary pairing. You can also go for a contrast pairing. And you can go for something like a very light smoked salmon or a smoked salmon mousse in a crepe. Then you go for the contrast pairing. And I think that'll also be very good.
That will also be good.
Wonderful. Thank you for watching. Yes. We will see you hopefully in the next video, which will be the third single malt 12-year-old in this fourth bracket of 5 lined up here behind us. See you then. Slàinte.